win, but the one they want the most is that first one in the UFC. Our tale of the tape is brought to you by Science, extreme supplements for extreme athletes, available at GNC stores nationwide. Justin James, 29 years old, 5 years the elder of the carpenter, Clay Guida. James does enjoy a reach advantage.
And when the action begins, our referee in charge of this contest is Steve Mazzagatti.
Steve Mazzagatti, our referee. UFC debuts. More potential talent at 155. Clay Guida against Justin James.
Like we didn't have enough talent.
All right, here we go.
You got that right.
Ready?
And they are fun to watch, the
ready?
55s.
Bring it on.
Explosive, and I'll tell you what, Guida can't wait to get this thing started. Watch the jab. Justin James trying to work the jab. Guida is very relentless with his takedowns and his shoots. Coming straight forward with that left jab is Justin James.
Trying to set up that right hand is James. He missed a couple times with it.
Coming forward, though, continuously.
Nice knees. Working from the plum, the tie clinch. James doing a nice job of landing some good blows there.
James got his start training with UFC veteran Jeremy Horn. And as I mentioned, he's still a firefighter in his hometown of Council Bluffs, Iowa.
Imagine there's some guys glued to the TV there tonight.
You got that right. Justin James, Clay Guida. Guida in the white trunks.
All right, guys, stop. Take it off the fence.
They take it off the fence. No action happening. Mazzagatti breaks him up, and here we go again. Let's see again if James tries to come forward with that jab to try to set up the big right hand, as you alluded to, Randy. Yep. Continuing to leave that left jab out there.
There's the right hand.
Yep. And it almost appears like Guida just wants to, it doesn't appear like he wants to strike, it's like he wants to duck under and go for the shoot.
Absolutely. I think you look to see him level change under that right hand and try and get to James's body, but he hasn't had any success. James has done a nice job of stuffing those takedowns, repummeling, and keeping the fight standing.
That knee that James
nice
delivered
stiff jab.
Did not seem to damage Guida at this point. That stiff jab definitely connected, though. Now he's swinging with a hook. Again, a little clinch and another knee.
Nice knee. Guida came over the top of the tie clinch there with a nice little right hook. Didn't seem to slow James down at all, though.
Working up against the fence, Justin James pushing on Clay Guida.
Oh,
and there's the takedown.
Armbar attempt by James from the bottom.
This is where Guida loves to really work. He shoots relentlessly, and he keeps a wonderful pace up inside or outside of the guard.
Let Justin James work Guida's head and try and work it offline so he can pull these legs up, work for the uniplata as a pass or potential submission.
When you say offline, what do you mean by offline?
Off the center line of James's body. If as long as Guida can keep his head in the center line in his chest, he can hold James down. If James pushes his head from one side to the other, it gives him room to move his hips and be more effective from the bottom position.
James trying to throw elbows from the bottom position. Took his first pro fight at 21 years old, 8 years ago. Both men extremely experienced, as I mentioned, with a combined 42 mixed martial arts wins. Good right by Guida. And Guida tries to fire down again. Now Guida trying to potentially pass guard, or at least throw down a haymaker in the process.
Standing in his guard and trying to pass the feet and come with the big shot. James is lanky for 155 pounds.
And good flexibility as well.
Very well. Again, looking for the armbar, wasn't there.
Well, really a 5'10", 155-pound fighter is actually a tall 155-pounder.
Nothing short and compact going on out there right now.
Guida trying to come down with, well, maybe some short and compact swings. And after Guida started very strongly, after James started strongly, Guida's starting to impose his will on Justin James.
Guida doing a smart thing here. He uses the fence. He steers James into the fence, limiting James's mobility, kind of making it more difficult for him to get that angle and pull his legs out and use them effectively.
There was a dude who used to fight in the UFC. He won a belt at heavyweight and light heavyweight. He used to do that a lot. I forget his name, though. He's retired. I don't know who he is. Taking a page out of the natural Randy Couture's book was Guida a moment ago.
Guida doing a nice job of standing in the guard of Justin James, finding a way to pass his feet, kind of Olay style, and bringing down some nice shots.
Just 24 years old, Clay Guida. And James is extremely frustrated at this point.
There's an armbar attempt.
Can he get it?
Guida trying to pull out. Now what
Can he
you want to
finish
do?
it here?
He's got a nice armbar.
Justin
Oh,
James!
he's extending that elbow. I don't know how Guida's staying in this. He's
He sneaks out!
He manages to get out, but he must be really flexible.
James did a great job of just looking frustrating, almost playing possum, Randy, just laying back, catching his breath, and then bam, he tried to slam on the submission.
He had it tight too, and Guida turning out just in time.
Well, that'll open up Guida's eyes a little bit, and he might be a little less careless when he works those shots on the ground.
Definitely got to pay attention. This kid's wily from the bottom.
Final seconds of round number 1, the fight scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds, and it was James who started strong, Guida who finished strong, but James who almost earned himself a submission victory. Justin James, Clay Guida, set for the second of 3 5-minute rounds.
All right, here we go. You ready? You ready? Bring it on.
That first round, tough to score.
Yeah, very close. Early in the round, I would have given it to Justin James. He was controlling the striking, landing some nice knees. The takedown went to Guida. Guida did a nice job when he was on top. He scored points. He stayed active, finishing with the submission attempt by Justin James.
Leg kick by Guida. Now, it appears here that James more cautious with that jab because he wants to avoid the takedown, and he can't do it.
He got caught picking up his foot and trying to kick, and anytime you're posted on one foot, you're more vulnerable to the takedown.
I don't think people realize, Randy, how exhausting it is to actually take your opponent down.
It can be very exhausting. You can spend a lot of energy under that guy trying to get position with your hips and drive through all that extra body weight to put the guy on the ground.
But the one thing on the scouting report, if you will, for Guida is that he will shoot and shoot and shoot relentlessly, which, as you know, takes incredible cardio.
Yeah, as a guy who spends a lot of time wrestling, I'm sure he's trained his body to be able to deal with that excess energy that he has to spend to take all those shots and secure those takedowns.
Trying to work
the up
past
kick.
it, but yeah, you got to watch the up kick there, but he's able to avoid. And he's back inside now the closed guard of Justin James.
Justin James doing a nice job using his legs, using the closed guard, trapping the arms, climbing with his legs. Again, looking to try and get angle and take his hips out so he can effectively look for a sweep, an armbar, triangle.
Well, James is known to have good submissions, dangerous hands. We saw him try to utilize that early in the first round, but his submissions are well documented.
Guida doing a nice job controlling. Wants to try and open that guard, stand in it, pass those feet, and bring down bigger shots.
You know, this is something you talk about all the time, Randy, imposing your will. And it seems right now that Guida is imposing his will on Justin James.
He's definitely controlling the tempo here on the ground, keeping James in an uncomfortable position, not allowing him to move much, pounding away on him, finding opportunities to score.
A much more lopsided round number 2 at this point. Advantage Guida. Still though, oh look at that, a little
The
different.
double, yeah,
a little tumble punch. Different technique than we've seen before. Now again, James trying to strike from his back though.
He's being active from the bottom. It's not like he's just laying there in a static. He's using his legs well, pushing away, trying to create angles.
Randy, I know with a well-placed elbow from bottom position you can end a fight, but is it really possible to get enough force to knock somebody out from the bottom position with just a straight punch?
A standing up kick, yeah, you could catch a guy on the button with your foot, with your heel, and knock a guy out. You have to be very careful. Guida needs to be careful standing in that guard. Other than that, you're probably not going to generate the kind of power that's going to knock anybody out. The potential for an elbow pressing the head away and potentially cutting an opponent, definitely, that could happen. You could see that here. Not seeing any elbows from the bottom from Justin James. One nice elbow there a couple 30 seconds ago by Guida, just as we mentioned elbows.
Well, Guida is as active in the octagon as he was as he ran around the octagon, set to make his UFC debut.
Guida sporting some color on his back there.
Well, if round 1 was even, this round is not even so far. Guida really controlling the action. And again, Steve Mazzagatti, our referee, has no reason to stand this fight up because in the position on the mat, Guida is staying extremely active and extremely busy.
Both guys are being active. You're seeing Justin James from the bottom pretty active. And I think he needs to be more active. He needs to open his guard, use his legs more, push Guida away, create some space, and in those dives back in, the opportunity for submissions are going to present themselves. Guida content to sit here in the guard, keep his head in the center line, elbows, pounding away, and again, controlling the tempo of this round. The can opener attempt to open that guard of Justin James by Guida.
Come on, show me something down there. Show me something.
And now Mazzagatti asks the fighters to show him a little something as they work on the mat here in the octagon. Good elbows.
And there's
Guida
a fetal position. James looking for an
Guida
stoppage
looking to
here.
finish Justin James.
James going to the fetal, past him now, he's got his back. Big trouble here for Justin James with 20 seconds left in the round.
Can he finish
he's
it
got the
here?
rear naked choke.
Rear naked choke. Victory, Clay Guida.
Guida does a nice job of just imposing himself on Justin James. And this fight looked like James was going to set the pace and the tempo, especially in the striking realm. Nice submission attempt at the end of the first round. Second round, Clay Guida made the adjustments, stayed in there, covered him, smothered him, and did a great job of winning this fight.
Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Steve Mazzagatti has called a stop to this contest at 4 minutes, 42 seconds of the second round. For the winner by tap out due to a rear naked choke, Clay the Carpenter Guida.